going to talk about Facebook Live. I'm the head of experiential marketing, and one of my jobs is to really think about how social media fits into our live experience at Morningstar. We host events all over the world, and social is really a big opportunity to expand our reach and our presence and really engage with our investors and our followers on a daily basis. You heard RJ from Morningstar talk about earlier, expand those four walls. We do that through social media. This just gives you a little bit of an idea where we're active on social. Again, we're going to focus on Facebook today. And the scale of those icons are probably where we're biggest. Snapchat we're experimenting with. We're using that as a brand tool. So this just gives you an idea of scope. We love social media at Morningstar. So why use Facebook Live? I'm going to talk a little bit about why we're using it and what the strategy is. And then I'm going to turn it over to Fernando, who's really going to give you the nuts and bolts. But you have a homework assignment while we're talking today. I want you to write down one thing that you've learned today during the Social Media Summit. We're going to use that at the end, so it's important that you do it. The other thing that we're going to do is this is going to be really interactive. We also have an interactive activity. We really want to put you in the hand, show you how to use Facebook Live if you haven't used it already. So Facebook Live videos are watched 3 times longer than regular videos, so that's one of the big reasons why we use it. And Facebook, in terms of their own strategy and their direction, by 2020, they think it's going to be all video. This is a quote from their vice president of Facebook, EMEA. If I was having a bet, it'd be video, video, video. So that's the direction of social. It's definitely the direction of Facebook. And certainly it's one of the top performing social media types. I'm sure that you've all watched those Facebook Live videos as well as other videos. It performs in the top categories when it comes to social content. So at this point, I'm going to turn it over to Fernando to talk about what Morningstar and Facebook Live and some of our results. I want to give Fernando a little bit of credit. A lot of the tips that he's going to give you today will help you be successful with Facebook. I just participated in my first Facebook Live this week, and thanks to his coaching and training and all the practice that we did, it was a big success. So you're hearing from a great person.
No, thank you. Hey guys, my name is Fernando. I've been at Morningstar for a little over a year now. Work under Leslie. She's passed down a lot of her wisdom, so I give her a lot of credit. So Morningstar started on Facebook Live. Why is this not working? Okay, Morningstar was live about a year ago. My counterpart in the UK, her name is Katrina. We first heard about Facebook Live when it was only available to celebrities and publishing companies and media organizations. So once we heard that it was going to be rolled out to the larger audience and everyone on Facebook, we were really excited. And we thought it would be an opportunity for Morningstar to really amplify their story, their mission, and the brand. So we quickly got working on a strategy. We pitched it to our corp comms team, and since then and I'm sorry, this was not what it was supposed to look like. Our font did not translate well into PowerPoint. But since starting, we've done 20 Facebook Lives. We've reached over 53.5K people, and we've totaled in about 21.5K minutes of content watched. This is also not up to date because yesterday, like we said, we did another Facebook Live about our 10th year anniversary of our Morningstar magazine. So that's what Leslie was talking about earlier. Here are some of our top Facebook Lives. We'll go through them a little bit further in depth later on. So, the question goes, how do you use Facebook Live? What categories are you going to focus on? What areas can you really tap into your audience and really have a meaningful message to them? So the first category that we chose is a no-brainer, is our flagship events. We're in 27 countries, so we really wanted to leverage this across the globe. Here are some stills from some of the events that we've hosted. This was at the Morningstar Investment Conference that we host here at McCormick Place. The key here is to leverage the FOMO effect. If you guys don't know what FOMO means, it means fear of missing out. Facebook Live really lends itself to that. So you want to create exclusive content for your audience, and you want them to feel like they're part of that experience. Even though they're not physically there, you want to give them some content that makes it feel like they can't get it anywhere else. And you also make them feel like they're part of the conference itself. The speakers as well. Your speakers are obviously going to be speaking in a room to physical bodies, but by actually giving them a digital platform, you give them a reach that they wouldn't have otherwise. And something that I want to remind you guys, at the end of the day, this is just a social media tactic. So be social. This guy here in the white circle, his name is Michael Kitsis. He is an influencer in our industry. He's got a huge network, so what we did with him this year is we partnered with him at the Social Digital Hub, and we gave people the call to action to visit his site to learn more about him. And in return, what he did was he actually shared that stream onto his personal Facebook page, so that widened our audience even more. The second category that we chose was community outreach. Here at Morningstar, we have a bunch of community outreach initiatives. Our employees are really passionate about volunteering. The one on the right is actually taken at the Chicago Food Depository. We've been partners with them for a while now. And the one right next to it is actually a group of kids that visited, and they were able to job shadow our Women in Technology group here at Morningstar. The way that you guys can think about this is go beyond your industry. You know, like you as a user of social media, sometimes you just get annoyed by getting bombarded with, you know, industry topics. Sometimes it's nice to get a little break, whether that be a tweet without a link anywhere, or it's just a simple photo or a boomerang, what have you. So go beyond your industry and give your audience a glimpse of your corporate culture. I think it's really easy to get stuck in that bubble that everyone is interested in what you're saying, but that might not always be the case. Like your Facebook audience is going to be way different from your LinkedIn audience, obviously. So, you know, keep that in mind when you're putting out content. You want to highlight initiatives that your employees are passionate about. These 2 Facebook Lives have been some of the easiest that I've actually conducted here. So really hone in on what your employees or what your colleagues are passionate about, and it'll be smooth sailing from there. And then think about how you interact with your community, even if it's not through volunteer events. Maybe you're hosting events on site or you're inviting people into your space. Think about how you can tell that story on Facebook. The third category is our research initiatives. Research is basically our product here at Morningstar. We're an investment research company. So think about how you can amplify your own products via Facebook Live. This can easily be one of those cooking channels that you see on Facebook all the time that could be live streamed. So use this as a channel to market your product. In our case, research is our product. And then one of the things that we're also doing is building the reputation of our thought leaders, and we're giving them credibility. Like I said, you're reaching a wider audience. And by sharing that as well, people like to share these Facebook Lives. Like, if you don't know, Facebook's algorithm is actually rigged to be putting these Facebook Live feeds at the top of your news feed. So even then, you are already tapping into people that aren't necessarily following you. The fourth is relevant event recaps. This kind of ties back to our first point. And it's a nice mix of, you know, industry content, but also events that aren't necessarily yours. So these 2 were taken from the Grace Hopper Conference. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with that. That was in Houston last year. Our Women in Technology group attended the event. They came back afterward and then gave their key takeaways. That's actually one of our most watched Facebook Lives. And then the one on the left is from Chicago Tech Week, which is actually wrapping up this week. Once again, our thought leaders brought back their key takeaways and how that translates into the investment industry. And something that we haven't done yet is actually going live from an event. So this is something that you guys are going to be doing later on. So if you guys can actually go live from the event and give on-the-go tips or moments and really capture that event, I think that's something that you guys should really consider. So what's worked? This Facebook Live, funny story actually, it was only supposed to be streamed for about 45 minutes. It was the first session of our retirement readiness bootcamp, which is like a 6-hour-long event. We gave the call to action. You know, if you're interested in attending the rest of the sessions, you can register for free by visiting blank. We put that link in there. It turns out when we were sending people to that link, that server actually crashed. So people weren't even actually able to watch those videos because our streaming provider's server went down. So Facebook actually played a really crucial part in that. They actually saved the day. We ended up streaming for 4 hours, and then we came to find out that there is a limit on how long you can stream on Facebook, which is 4 hours. So of course we got eaten alive afterward. This resulted in about 2.5K impressions. The really important stat I want to hone in on is the 12.2K minutes watched. That's actually half of all of our minutes watched. Obviously, since it's a 4-hour-long event, that makes sense, but it really drives that point. And then here you can see the multiple touch points that we had with this Facebook Live. You want to promote and distribute this. This is a personal, like an intellectual piece of property. After it's been aired, it stays on your Facebook page, but you can also download it. So what I want you guys to get from this slide is we promoted this on our Instagram, we promoted it on our LinkedIn, we promoted it on Twitter, and then after we wrapped up, we did this tweet up here: "Did you miss our retirement readiness bootcamp? Replays are now available on our YouTube." So it doesn't just stop on Facebook, So you can really leverage that afterward and decimate it across your social media platforms. And now what hasn't worked. So these are going to be little examples of things that think about this as like a blooper reel.
Hi, I'm Christine Benz from Morningstar. I'm here at the Morningstar Investment Conference, and I'm joined today by Laura Lutton. Laura directs our manager research effort for North America here in Chicago. Laura, thank you so much for being here.
It's great to be here. Thank you.
Hey, you did a presentation.
Okay, so what happened here is that we didn't tell her where and when to hand off the mic. We didn't realize that they were going to be sharing the mic. We thought they would pick up on it, but clearly we should have addressed that beforehand. This one is actually from that retirement readiness bootcamp. Like I said, we had to address hello everyone. Unfortunately, the time limit for Facebook Live is 4 hours. We will be starting momentarily. So we should have been aware of our time limitations. And then here, you should be prepared to be taking an influx of activity, whether that be negative activity or a bunch of comments that you have to address. Be prepared for that. Lighting. This is, we really wanted to get that Muddy Waters mural in the background. It was right when they had finished it. We really wanted it, but then you couldn't see the people that were actually speaking. And then this, it looks like it's lagging. That's because we were shooting in a warehouse.
Do we want someone from Morningstar shoveling this shop?
No, this is fine. Oh, and we're back. And so what we're seeing here is that it shows how the project goes for the pinto bean.
So just be aware of your limitations, your environment, your surrounding, and just be prepared. Okay, so some of our top tips for Facebook Live. Know your audience and your key brand messages. Find ways that you can really leverage Facebook Live as a medium and ways to tell that brand story. Always have a sound check. What I like to do with our sound checks is actually do a little rehearsal. I kind of stream from my personal Facebook Live, from my personal account, and I make it only available to myself, so making it private and letting people actually have a little run through and getting that nervousness out. Know your physical and digital limitations. So connectivity is always important. So whether that be you have to invest into a mobile hotspot or just being signed into the wireless network. Be prepared to answer any questions, comments, and concerns, whether that be looping in about 3 different people and watching all your different channels while you're live streaming. Just be prepared. Follow the principles of photography. This is lighting, angles, composition. Promote and distribute. That's one of the things that I really want you guys to take away from this. It does not just have to live on Facebook. Like I said, you can go in on the back end, download it as an MP4, and upload onto any social media platform. And the more the merrier. I mean that in the context of the more people that are helping you, whether that be someone holding the camera, someone directing the people, someone prepping someone, the more the merrier. Also in the sense of the more Facebook Lives you do, the more that you experiment with Facebook Lives and the different types of Facebook Lives that you do, you'll find your niche there. That's how we came to find our 4 categories that we've kind of honed in on now. Alrighty, so how to get started. You guys can actually see this setup outside right now. What you'll need is an iOS or Android phone, and that could actually just be a device. So whether that be a tablet, a phone, an iPad, running the Facebook app. You'll need an iRig and a microphone, a stabilization device, whether that be a tripod and a smartphone clamp, and a few people who aren't camera shy. And Facebook suggests that you stream at least for 5 minutes. That gives them the time to build up your audience. And now we're going to do a demo.
All right. You guys ready to be on camera? Yeah. All right. So what we're going to do right now, I'm going to Facebook Live, and I'm going to go to the Digital Megaphone page. and I'm going to select Publish. And from there, we're going to do live video. I'm going to type in a message. Hello from, I said help at first. How fast can I type? Are you guys ready to be on camera? All right. Everyone stand up. I'm serious. All right, we're going to go live. And this is going to be broadcast from Digital Megaphone's Facebook Live page. The part 2 of this, how many of you wrote down a tip or something that you've learned today? All right, that's a good amount of you. So during the break, we want to go live and share some of the things that we've learned today from the Social Media Master Summit. We want to give back and help share some content from the Digital Megaphone Live page. We're set up out right by the snacks. You'll see the Digital Megaphone banner. You'll see we strategically placed that banner with good lighting. Fernando and I double-checked that. You're going to stand there, say your name, where you're from if you'd like to, and give us your best tip. And so this will be a great way to just share some of the great learnings. But we're going to go live right now from the stage. And you're going to say, hello from the Social Media Masters Summit. Your loudest, best voice. Fernando will count us down. Ready?
And, well, actually, Facebook Live will count you down.
Oh, it will? Okay.
Hit go live and it'll say 3, 2, 1.
See, that's why he's fast.
3, 2, 1, go.
Hello from the Social Media Masters Summit.
Woo! All right, thank you. So again, we wanted to do that. Just some of the biggest challenges with Facebook Live have just been that deer in the headlights, the camera goes on, and you've forgotten every word that you had planned on saying in front of the camera. So that's the other reason we wanted to really give you guys an opportunity to get in front of the camera, just practice with the Facebook Live with us, and give you some experience. So with that, we'll take questions.